I was 12 years old the first time I heard someone say I was worthless. It wasn't a school bully. It wasn't a stranger. It was my mother. She didn't yell it in anger. She said it like a fact, like she was pointing out the weather or the color of the walls. You're just not good at anything, Emily. You need to be realistic. Those words etched themselves into my mind like a scar. My father never argued. He just nodded in agreement, as if I was a math problem they had already solved. At home, nothing I did was ever enough. A B on a test meant I should have gotten an A. An A meant I was arrogant for bragging. If I stayed in my room drawing or writing stories, my mom would say, "That's cute, but it won't get you anywhere." The truth is, I believed them. When I told my parents, it was my 7th grade English teacher, Mrs. Carter, who saw me differently. She was one of those teachers who made everyone feel like they mattered. She remembered every kid's favorite book, noticed new haircuts, and actually read what we wrote instead of just grading for grammar. One afternoon, she handed back our creative writing assignments. I braced myself for the red ink. Instead, there was a gold star at the top, a real, shiny sticker. "Emily," she said softly, kneeling next to my desk, "this is one of the best short stories I've read from a student in years. Have you ever thought about writing seriously?" I almost laughed. Writing seriously? Me, the worthless kid? She didn't look away. "I mean it. You have something special. You make people feel when they read your words." That was the first time in my life an adult had told me I was good at something and actually seemed to mean it. Mrs. Carter started giving me extra writing prompts, encouraging me to submit to the school's literary magazine. When I told my parents about it, I expected them to be proud. Instead, my dad sighed. "That's not going to pay the bills, Emily. You need to focus on real skills." My mom shook her head. "She's filling your head with nonsense. You're not cut out for that kind of thing." I wanted to argue, but their words always cut deeper than anyone else's, so I kept quiet, except at school, where Mrs. Carter's classroom became my safe haven. She started letting me eat lunch there, just the two of us, talking about books, writers, and life. She told me about her own childhood and how she'd been the quiet kid too. The way she looked at me, I could tell she saw a version of me I couldn't yet believe in. One day, Mrs. Carter announced a statewide writing competition. She handed me the flyer with a little smile. "You're entering." I froze. "What if I lose?" "Then you lose," she shrugged. "But what if you win?" The idea felt ridiculous. I wasn't the kind of girl who won things. Still, I stayed up night after night, working on a short story about a girl who planted a tree in a barren field and kept watering it even when everyone said it would die. When I handed it in, Mrs. Carter hugged me. "No matter what happens, I'm proud of you." A month later, a thick envelope arrived, at school addressed to me. I opened it in Mrs. Carter's classroom. "Congratulations," it read. "You've been awarded first place in the state Young Writers competition." My hands shook. First place? Me? Mrs. Carter actually teared up. "I told you, Emily, you're a writer." I ran home with the letter, heart pounding. Maybe now my parents would see me differently. Maybe now I'd be enough. But when I handed it to my mom, she scanned it and said, "That's nice, but it's just a kids' contest. Don't get your hopes up." My dad didn't even look up from his laptop. Something inside me cracked that day. I realized my parents might never believe in me, no matter what I did. Mrs. Carter didn't let me give up. She helped me apply for a summer writing camp, even wrote me a recommendation letter. At camp, I met other kids who loved writing, kids whose parents cheered for them, kids who weren't told to be realistic. For the first time, I felt like I belonged somewhere.